Welcome back, coin hunters. Today we are looking at 6 Jefferson nickels that you should never spend without checking first. These small 5-cent coins may look ordinary, but some rare examples have become valuable treasures for collectors. From rare dates and mint errors to special high-grade coins, one nickel could be worth much more than 5 cents. Let's discover which Jefferson nickels you should search for before they disappear. Let's get started. First up, the 1968 Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin with the S mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look like an ordinary 5-cent piece that many people have passed through their hands without a second thought. However, certain examples of the 1968's Jefferson nickel can become valuable collectibles when they are found in exceptional condition, with strong details, attractive surfaces, or special varieties. This coin represents an important era in United States history, when the country was changing, the economy was evolving, and American coins were entering a modern period of production. In this video, we will uncover the history behind the coin, examine its unique features, explain why collectors search for it, and discuss its potential market value, which can range from a few dollars to hundreds or even thousands of dollars for the finest examples. The story of the 1968's Jefferson nickel begins with the creation of the Jefferson nickel series itself. The coin was first introduced in 1938 by the United States Mint as a replacement for the Buffalo nickel. The design honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of Jefferson, created by famous American sculptor Felix Schlag. The reverse displays Jefferson's historic home, Monticello, located in Virginia. This design became one of the longest-running coin designs in American history, and by 1968, the Jefferson nickel had already become a familiar part of everyday commerce. The 1968's issue continued this tradition, while also carrying important details that attract modern collectors. The letter S on the 1968 Jefferson nickel is a very important feature because it identifies where the coin was produced. The S mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint. During the late 1960s, San Francisco played an important role in producing Jefferson nickels, especially coins intended for circulation. The mint mark appears on the reverse side of the coin, near the right side of Monticello. Collectors carefully examine this small letter because mint marks can influence rarity, demand, and value. While millions of 1968's Jefferson nickels were produced, coins with exceptional preservation and strong collector appeal can command significantly higher prices than normal circulated examples. The year 1968 was a major turning point in American history. The United States was experiencing social changes, political events, and economic challenges. The country was deeply involved in the Vietnam War, while movements for civil rights and cultural transformation were shaping society. During this period, coins like the Jefferson nickel were everyday objects carried by millions of Americans. A 1968's nickel could have been used in stores, restaurants, parking meters, and daily transactions before eventually finding its way into collections. Today, these coins provide collectors with a small physical connection to the events and lifestyles of the late 1960s. The 1968's Jefferson nickel contains several important design characteristics that collectors study carefully. On the front side, the coin shows a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, including details such as his hair, facial features, and the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." The date 1968 appears below the portrait. The reverse side displays Monticello, Jefferson's famous plantation home, along with the words EPLURBUSUNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. Collectors look closely at the sharpness of these details because coins that maintain strong original features are much more desirable than heavily worn examples. The 1968's Jefferson nickel was produced using the standard nickel composition that had been used since the early years of the series. The coin consists of approximately 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it its familiar silver-colored appearance and durable structure. It has a diameter of about 21.2 millimeters and weighs approximately 5 grams. Although the coin was designed for everyday circulation, many examples survived in better condition because collectors saved rolls of coins when they were new. These preserved examples are the ones that attract attention in the modern coin market. One of the most important factors determining the value of a 1968's Jefferson nickel is its condition. Coin collectors use grading systems to evaluate the amount of wear, the quality of the strike, and the overall appearance of a coin. A heavily circulated example with scratches and fading details may only be worth a small amount above face value. However, a coin preserved in uncirculated condition with original luster, sharp design details, and excellent surfaces can become much more valuable. Professional grading services can certify these coins, and high-grade examples often attract serious collectors who are willing to pay premium prices, while the standard 1968's Jefferson nickel is not considered one of the rarest Jefferson nickels. Certain varieties and mint errors can make individual coins much more valuable. Collectors search for unusual characteristics such as doubled design elements, striking mistakes, unusual die features, or coins with exceptional visual quality. A rare error coin can be worth far more than a normal example because fewer collectors have access to these unusual pieces. When examining a 1968's nickel, collectors use magnification and careful inspection to identify features that may separate an ordinary coin from a valuable collectible. One of the most desirable characteristics among Jefferson nickel collectors is the presence of full steps on Monticello. The steps of the building on the reverse side are often weakly struck, making fully visible steps a sign of an exceptional strike. A 1968's Jefferson nickel showing clear and complete steps can receive additional attention from specialists. These coins are much harder to find than average examples because the design details were not always fully transferred during production. A high-grade full steps example can reach much higher values compared with ordinary coins. The market value of a 1968's Jefferson nickel depends heavily on condition, rarity, grading, and collector demand. Common circulated examples may sell for only a small amount, but high-quality certified examples can reach hundreds of dollars. Extremely rare examples with outstanding grades, strong strike quality, and special characteristics may approach or exceed thousands of dollars in competitive auctions. It is important to remember that not every 1968's nickel is automatically valuable. The greatest values are usually reserved for coins with exceptional preservation, rare varieties, or special collector appeal. Collectors searching for valuable 1968's Jefferson nickels examine several important areas. They check the mint mark to confirm authenticity, inspect Jefferson's portrait for sharp details, and study Monticello's steps on the reverse. They also look for original mint shine, clean surfaces, and signs that the coin has avoided damage. Coins that have been cleaned, scratched, or altered may lose much of their collector value. Proper storage and professional evaluation are important steps for anyone who believes they may have a valuable example. The collector market for Jefferson nickels remains strong because these coins are affordable for beginners while still offering challenges for advanced collectors. The 1968's issue attracts attention because it belongs to a popular American coin series and represents a historical period that many collectors appreciate. Auction prices can vary greatly depending on the exact grade and characteristics of each coin. A beautifully preserved example can create competition among buyers, especially when it has been professionally certified and recognized as an outstanding specimen. If you discover a 1968's Jefferson nickel in an old collection, coin jar, or inherited group of coins, do not immediately spend it. Carefully examine both sides under good lighting. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can damage its surface and reduce its value. Compare the coin's condition with professional examples and consider having it evaluated by a trusted grading service if it appears unusually well preserved. Many valuable coins are discovered because someone took the time to look closely at a coin that others ignored. The Jefferson nickel is more than just a 5-cent coin. It is a symbol of American history, design, and everyday life. From its introduction in 1938 to modern versions produced today, the coin has remained a connection between generations of Americans. The 1968's Jefferson nickel represents a specific moment in that long history. For collectors, owning one is like holding a small piece of the late 1960s in their hands. Its value comes not only from money, but also from the story behind its creation and survival. The 1968's Jefferson nickel is an interesting collectible that combines history, design, and the excitement of coin hunting. While many examples remain common, the finest specimens with exceptional condition, rare features, or valuable errors can become important additions to a collection and may bring impressive prices in today's market. Always remember that a coin's true value depends on professional evaluation, rarity, and collector demand. So before you ignore an old nickel sitting in a drawer or collection box, take a closer look, because that small 5-cent coin from 1968 may contain a fascinating story, and in the right condition, a surprising value in the world of coin collecting. Next up, the 1971 Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin from the United States. Many collectors become interested when they find a 1971 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark, especially when the coin appears old, worn, or damaged. Some online discussions claim that certain examples could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, creating excitement among coin hunters. But understanding the real value of this coin requires looking closely at its history, production details, condition, and possible errors. In this video, we will uncover the background of the 1971 Jefferson nickel, explain why some examples attract attention, examine its unique features, and discuss what collectors should know about its current market value. The Jefferson nickel was introduced by the United States Mint in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The new coin honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The original design was created by Felix Schlag, whose artwork featured Jefferson's portrait on the obverse side and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. The Jefferson nickel became one of America's longest-running coin designs and has remained a familiar part of everyday currency for generations. By the time the 1971 nickel was produced, this coin series had already established a long collecting history among hobbyists. The year 1971 was an important period for United States coin production because the country was moving through major economic changes. Jefferson nickels dated 1971 were produced at different U.S. Mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark during this period, which means a normal 1971 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is not automatically a rare error. Millions of these coins entered circulation, making them relatively common compared with some earlier or special Jefferson nickel issues. However, collectors always examine individual coins carefully because unusual errors, exceptional preservation, or rare varieties can increase value. One of the biggest reasons people search for the 1971 Jefferson nickel is the phrase, "no mint mark." Many new collectors assume that a missing mint mark means the coin is extremely rare, but this is not always true. In 1971, Philadelphia mint coins were intentionally produced without a mint letter. Unlike modern coins where Philadelphia often uses a P mint mark, many older Philadelphia issues had no identifying mark. Therefore, a regular 1971 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is usually a standard Philadelphia issue. The real collector interest comes from unusual characteristics, such as mistakes during manufacturing or coins preserved in extraordinary condition. The 1971 Jefferson nickel has several recognizable features that help identify it. The coin is made from a copper-nickel composition containing 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-colored appearance. It has a diameter of approximately 21.2 millimeters and a weight of about 5 grams. The front side shows Thomas Jefferson's profile with inscriptions including Liberty, the year 1971, and the phrase "In God We Trust." The reverse displays Monticello with the words EPLURBUSUNUM and United States of America 5 cents. These details are important when authenticating a coin. The condition of a 1971 Jefferson nickel plays a major role in determining its value. A coin that has spent many years in circulation with scratches, discoloration, and worn details is considered a circulated example. These coins usually have limited value above face value. However, coins that were never heavily used and still display strong original details can attract collectors. Professional grading companies evaluate coins using a scale from circulated grades to high mint state grades. A sharply struck 1971 nickel with excellent preservation can be much more desirable than a common worn example. The possibility of a valuable 1971 Jefferson nickel usually comes from errors or unusual varieties rather than the normal date and mint combination. Coin errors happen during the manufacturing process at the mint. Examples can include off-center strikes, doubled design elements, missing details, unusual planchet problems, or other striking mistakes. These unusual coins can attract collectors because they are different from the millions of standard pieces produced. However, every suspected error should be carefully examined or professionally authenticated before assuming it has a high value. Many coin videos and online articles highlight ordinary coins with dramatic price claims. While some rare coins truly have sold for hundreds or thousands of dollars, a typical 1971 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark in rough condition generally does not reach those values. The highest prices are usually reserved for rare errors, exceptional grades, or coins with verified rarity. Collectors should avoid believing every claim they see online and should compare their coin with trusted price guides, auction records, and professional evaluations. The current market value of a 1971 Jefferson nickel depends heavily on its condition and characteristics. A heavily circulated example may only be worth its face value or a small amount above it to a collector. Better preserved coins can bring higher prices, especially if they receive strong grading results. Rare error examples can sometimes reach hundreds of dollars, and extremely unusual certified pieces may attract even greater interest. The key factor is not simply the year or missing mint mark, but the complete story behind the individual coin. Experienced collectors examine several areas before deciding whether a 1971 nickel is valuable. They look at the sharpness of Jefferson's portrait, the details on Monticello, the condition of the lettering, possible doubling, unusual marks, and the overall quality of the strike. They also check whether the coin has been altered, cleaned, or damaged, because these factors can reduce collector appeal. Proper identification requires patience and knowledge rather than simply searching for a date and mint mark. If someone believes they have a rare 1971 Jefferson nickel worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, professional authentication can be very important. Reputable grading services examine coins using specialized equipment and expert knowledge. A certified grade provides collectors and buyers with confidence about authenticity and condition. Without professional verification, it can be difficult to prove that an unusual coin is genuinely rare or valuable. Authentication protects both collectors and sellers in the coin market. The value of coins is not only measured in dollars. Coins like the 1971 Jefferson nickel represent a connection to American history, everyday life, and the evolution of money. Millions of Americans handled these nickels during the 1970s, making them small pieces of social history. Collectors preserve these coins because each one tells a story about the economy, technology, and culture of its time. Even a common coin can have historical importance when viewed from a collector's perspective. Many collectors begin their hobby by searching old collections, jars of coins, or pocket change. When examining a 1971 Jefferson nickel, use good lighting and magnification to look for unusual features. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can damage its surface and lower its collector value. Store interesting coins properly in protective holders to prevent additional wear. Careful observation and research are the best tools for discovering potentially valuable coins. The 1971 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is an interesting American coin with a long history. Although the normal Philadelphia issue is not considered extremely rare, certain examples with rare errors, outstanding condition, or professional certification may become valuable. A rough condition coin found in circulation is usually not worth thousands of dollars, but it can still be a meaningful collectible and a piece of United States history. Understanding the difference between common coins and truly rare coins is what makes collecting exciting. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1971 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of why research matters. A simple 5-cent coin can lead to discoveries about American history, manufacturing techniques, and the collector market. While most 1971 nickels without mint marks are common, careful examination may reveal unusual features that make an individual coin more desirable. Always study your coins, verify information, and remember that every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Next up, the 1973 Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent United States coin that many people overlook, but that continues to attract attention from collectors around the world. At first glance, this coin may appear to be an ordinary pocket change nickel, but certain examples in beautiful uncirculated condition can become interesting collectibles. The 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, and some collectors search for coins with exceptional preservation, strong details, original shine, and possible varieties or errors. In today's video, we will examine the history, design, unique features, rarity factors, and current market value of the 1973 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The United States Mint introduced the new design to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor, won the design competition for the new nickel, creating a portrait of Jefferson on the front and a depiction of his historic home, Monticello, on the reverse. By 1973, the Jefferson nickel had already been produced for more than 3 decades, becoming one of America's most familiar circulating coins. Millions of Americans handled these coins every day, but collectors understood that condition and special features could make certain examples much more desirable. The 1973 Jefferson nickel with no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During this era, Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint letter, while coins from other facilities such as Denver and San Francisco usually displayed mint marks. The absence of a mint mark on this coin is not an error, it is a normal feature of Philadelphia production. Millions of 1973 Jefferson nickels were produced, meaning the standard coin is not considered rare simply because it lacks a mint mark. However, coins that survive decades without damage, scratches, or circulation can attract attention from collectors who appreciate high-grade examples. The 1973 Jefferson nickel has the standard specifications used for modern nickels of that period. The coin weighs approximately 5 grams and measures about 21.2 millimeters in diameter. It is composed of a copper-nickel alloy, often called clad composition, containing mostly copper with a layer of nickel. Unlike earlier nickels made with silver during World War II, the 1973 nickel contains no precious metal value. Its collectible value comes mainly from condition, rarity, certification, and collector demand rather than the value of its metal content. The front side of the 1973 Jefferson nickel features a detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left. Around the portrait are the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1973. One of the most important areas collectors examine is the quality of Jefferson's hair, facial details, and the sharpness of the lettering. On high-quality uncirculated examples, these design elements remain crisp and well-defined. Coins that were carefully stored from the time of production may still display original mint luster, creating a bright and attractive appearance that collectors value. The reverse of the coin displays Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia residence. Above the building is the inscription EPLURBUSUNUM, while below are the words MONTICLLO, 5 cents, and United States of America. Collectors often study the steps of Monticello because the sharpness of these lines can help determine the quality of the strike. Some Jefferson nickels with exceptionally strong Monticello details receive higher grades from professional coin grading companies. A well-preserved 1973 nickel with clear architectural details can be much more attractive than a heavily worn example. The biggest factor affecting the value of a 1973 Jefferson nickel is its condition. A coin that spent years in circulation may show scratches, discoloration, and loss of original shine, making it worth only its face value or a small premium. However, an uncirculated coin that has never been used in everyday transactions can look almost exactly as it did when it left the mint. Collectors examine the coin's luster, strike quality, surface marks, and overall eye appeal. The finest examples may be graded by professional services and placed into protective holders, increasing buyer confidence and market interest. Although the standard 1973 Jefferson nickel is common, collectors always look for unusual characteristics that can increase value. Minting errors can happen during production, including doubled designs, unusual strikes, die problems, or other manufacturing mistakes. A genuine and professionally verified error coin can sometimes be worth significantly more than a normal example. However, collectors should be careful because many supposed errors are actually caused by damage after the coin leaves the mint. Authentication is important before assuming a coin is rare or valuable. The current market value of a 1973 Jefferson nickel depends heavily on its grade and condition. Most circulated examples remain close to face value, while attractive uncirculated examples may sell for several dollars to higher amounts depending on quality. Exceptionally graded coins certified by professional grading organizations can bring stronger prices because they represent the finest known condition levels. Claims that every 1973 no-mint mark nickel is worth hundreds or thousands of dollars are usually exaggerated. The highest values are generally reserved for coins with outstanding grades, rare varieties, or verified errors. Some collectors search for the possibility of finding a valuable 1973 Jefferson nickel hidden among ordinary coins. While a normal example is not typically worth hundreds or thousands, a coin with a rare combination of factors can become valuable. For example, an extremely high-grade specimen with exceptional preservation, strong strike quality, and professional certification may attract serious collectors. Rare error coins can also command impressive prices at auction. The important lesson for collectors is that rarity comes from specific characteristics, not just the date and absence of a mint mark to determine whether your 1973 Jefferson nickel has collector value. Begin by examining the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for original mint shine, sharp lettering, clean surfaces, and strong details on Jefferson's portrait and Monticello. Avoid cleaning the coin because polishing can damage its natural surface and reduce collector interest. Compare your coin with trusted references or consider professional grading if the coin appears unusually well preserved. Careful examination is the first step in discovering whether your nickel is ordinary or something special. Proper storage is extremely important for maintaining the value of an uncirculated Jefferson nickel. Collectors usually keep valuable coins in protective holders, capsules, or certified slabs to prevent scratches and environmental damage. Handling coins by the edges instead of touching the surfaces helps preserve their original appearance. A coin that remains untouched for decades has a much better chance of maintaining collector value. Preservation is one of the main reasons some old coins become valuable, while others remain common. Professional grading plays a major role in the modern coin market. Companies that specialize in coin authentication and grading evaluate factors such as wear, strike quality, surface condition, and overall appearance. A 1973 Jefferson nickel graded at a very high level may be far more desirable than an average uncirculated coin. Collectors often rely on certified grades when buying expensive examples because certification provides information about authenticity and condition. In the world of coin collecting, even small differences in grade can create large differences in value. The 1973 Jefferson nickel represents an important period in American coinage history. Although it was created as a common circulating coin, millions of examples became part of everyday American life. Today, collectors continue searching through collections, old coin jars, and inherited possessions hoping to discover a special example. The excitement of coin collecting comes from the possibility that an ordinary-looking coin may have an interesting story, a rare feature, or exceptional quality that separates it from the rest. In conclusion, the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a fascinating American coin with a rich history and recognizable design. While most examples are common, uncirculated coins with excellent preservation, rare errors, or exceptional grades can become valuable collector pieces. If you discover one, examine it carefully, avoid cleaning it, and research its characteristics before deciding its worth. Remember, successful coin collecting is not only about finding expensive coins, it is about discovering history, understanding craftsmanship, and appreciating the stories hidden inside America's coins. Keep searching, because the next great discovery could be waiting in your collection. Next up, the 1974 Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin from the United States with no mint mark. At first glance, this coin may appear to be an ordinary nickel that was once used in everyday transactions, but many collectors are curious about its background, design details, condition, and potential value in today's market. The 1974 Jefferson nickel is part of a long-running series that began in 1938 and continues to be collected by millions of enthusiasts around the world. While most 1974 nickels are not extremely rare, certain examples with excellent preservation, unusual characteristics, or high-grade certification can attract attention from collectors and may sell for much higher prices than their original 5-cent face value. The story of the Jefferson nickel begins in 1938, when the United States Mint introduced a new 5-cent coin design to replace the famous Buffalo nickel. The new coin honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The design was created by artist Felix Schlag, whose portrait of Jefferson appeared on the front of the coin, while the reverse featured Jefferson's historic home, Monticello, located in Virginia. By 1974, this design had already been in circulation for more than 3 decades, making the 1974 issue part of a significant period in American coin history. These nickels were produced during an era when millions of Americans still used coins regularly in daily commerce. The 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, because coins from Philadelphia traditionally did not carry a mint mark during this period. The absence of a mint letter below the date does not automatically mean the coin is rare or an error. In fact, millions of Philadelphia Jefferson nickels were produced every year without mint marks. However, collectors pay close attention to these coins because certain examples can stand out due to their condition, sharp details, unusual strikes, or historical importance. Understanding the difference between a normal coin and a collectible example is one of the most important skills for any coin enthusiast. The 1974 Jefferson nickel has the standard specifications used for many modern United States nickels. It weighs approximately 5 grams and has a diameter of about 21.2 millimeters. The coin is made from a copper-nickel alloy, containing approximately 75% copper and 25% nickel. This composition gives the coin its familiar silver-colored appearance, although it does not contain precious metal. The edge of the coin is smooth, without reading, which is another identifying feature. Collectors often examine these details carefully when verifying authenticity and determining whether a coin has any special characteristics. One of the most attractive features of the 1974 Jefferson nickel is its classic design. The obverse shows a detailed portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing left, with the inscriptions in God We Trust, Liberty, and the year 1974. The reverse displays Monticello, Jefferson's famous home, along with the words EPLUIBUSUNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. Collectors appreciate the artwork and historical connection represented by these images. Coins with especially strong strikes may show clearer hair details on Jefferson's portrait and sharper architectural lines on Monticello, increasing their appeal among collectors. When collectors describe a 1974 Jefferson nickel as being in fine condition, they are referring to a specific grade based on the amount of wear visible on the coin. A fine-grade coin usually shows moderate circulation wear, but major design elements remain visible. Jefferson's portrait and Monticello details may still be recognizable, although some finer details will have softened due to years of use. Fine condition is not considered a high-grade category, but older circulated coins in attractive condition can still interest collectors, especially when they have unusual qualities or strong historical appeal. Many people believe that a 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark must be rare because they notice the missing letter on the coin. However, Philadelphia coins from this era were intentionally made without mint marks, so the absence of a mint symbol alone does not make the coin valuable. The real factors that determine rarity include the coin's condition, strike quality, errors, certified grade, and collector demand. A normal circulated 1974 Philadelphia nickel is usually common, but exceptional examples can become much more desirable. In the collecting world, several factors can influence the market value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel. The first factor is condition. Coins preserved in extremely high grades, especially those that appear nearly perfect, can command stronger prices. The second factor is originality. Coins with natural surfaces and attractive appearance are often preferred over damaged or heavily cleaned examples. Another factor is rarity caused by minting errors, such as unusual doubling, missing design details, or striking problems. Collectors carefully study these characteristics because a small difference can sometimes create a large difference in value. The market value of a 1974 Jefferson nickel varies widely depending on its condition and special features. A common circulated example may only be worth its face value or slightly more. A nicer collectible example in higher grades may sell for several dollars to much more. Exceptionally preserved certified coins can reach hundreds of dollars in competitive auctions, while rare error varieties or extraordinary specimens may attract prices reaching into the thousands of dollars. It is important for collectors to understand that not every 1974 nickel is valuable, and professional grading is often necessary before making claims about high value. Professional coin grading plays an important role in determining the value of collectible Jefferson nickels. Organizations that specialize in grading examine coins for authenticity, condition, strike quality, surface preservation, and overall appearance. A coin that looks valuable to an untrained eye may receive a lower grade because of cleaning, scratches, environmental damage, or weak details. On the other hand, a beautifully preserved coin can receive a high grade and become much more desirable. Collectors often rely on certified examples because they provide confidence when buying and selling rare coins. When searching for valuable 1974 Jefferson nickels, collectors should avoid common mistakes. One mistake is assuming every coin without a mint mark is rare. Another mistake is cleaning the coin to make it appear newer. Cleaning can actually reduce collector value because it damages the original surface. Collectors should also be careful when purchasing coins advertised with unrealistic prices. Research, comparison with trusted sources, and professional evaluation are essential steps before considering a coin a valuable treasure. If you find a 1974 Jefferson nickel, begin by examining the date, mint mark area, and overall condition. Use a magnifying glass to look for unusual doubling, sharp details, or possible errors. Avoid touching the surface excessively because fingerprints and oils can affect the appearance. Compare your coin with photographs of professionally graded examples to understand differences in quality. Good lighting and careful observation can reveal details that are difficult to notice with the naked eye. The popularity of Jefferson nickels comes from their connection to American history and their accessibility. Unlike extremely expensive rare coins, many Jefferson nickels can still be found in collections, coin jars, and old change. This makes them exciting for beginners and experienced collectors alike. Every coin has a story: where it was made, how it was used, and how it survived through decades of circulation. The possibility of discovering an unusual or high-grade example keeps collectors searching. The 1974 Jefferson nickel represents an important chapter in United States coinage. It reflects the continuation of a design that honored one of America's most influential historical figures. Although most examples were produced in large quantities, some have gained attention because of their condition, errors, or collector interest. The coin reminds us that value is not always determined by age alone. Sometimes preservation, rarity, and demand are the key elements that transform an ordinary coin into a collectible treasure. In conclusion, the 1974 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is a fascinating coin with a rich history and unique collecting appeal. While millions were produced, and most examples are common, certain coins in exceptional condition or with rare errors can become valuable pieces worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in today's market. If you discover one of these nickels, take time to inspect it carefully, protect its condition, and consider professional evaluation if it appears unusual. Next up, the fascinating world of American numismatics, and uncover the story behind the 1976 Jefferson nickel 5-cent coin. At first glance, this coin may appear to be an ordinary piece of pocket change, but every coin carries a history, and some examples can become valuable because of their condition, rarity, and collector demand. The 1976 Jefferson nickel was produced during America's bicentennial celebration, a historic period when the United States marked 200 years of independence. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint and carries the important D Mint mark, identifying its place of production. While millions of these nickels were made, certain well-preserved examples with exceptional quality, unusual characteristics, or minting errors can attract serious attention from collectors. In this video, we will explore the complete history, design details, unique features, rarity factors, and the possible market value of the 1976 Jefferson nickel in today's collecting world. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The United States Mint introduced the new design to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of Jefferson, created by American sculptor Felix Schlag, whose design was selected through a national competition. The reverse originally displayed Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home, along with the inscriptions 5 cents and United States of America. By the time the 1976 Jefferson nickel was produced, this design had already been used for nearly 4 decades, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The year 1976 was one of the most significant years in American history because it represented the 200th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. During this bicentennial celebration, the United States Mint created special commemorative designs for several coins, including quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. However, the Jefferson nickel continued with its traditional design rather than receiving a special bicentennial reverse. The 1976 Jefferson nickel, therefore, represents an interesting moment in American coin history because it was produced during a major national celebration while maintaining the classic Jefferson design. Collectors often appreciate these coins because they connect everyday currency with a historic period of national pride. The D Mint mark on the 1976 Jefferson nickel is one of the most important identifying features of the coin. It shows that the coin was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the major United States mint facilities responsible for supplying circulation coins throughout the country. The Denver Mint has a long history dating back to the 19th century and has produced many famous American coins. Millions of 1976 Jefferson nickels were struck, meaning the coin is not considered rare in normal circulated condition. However, collectors understand that rarity is not only about the number produced. A coin's survival rate, grade, eye appeal, and special characteristics can dramatically change its value. The 1976 Jefferson nickel contains many traditional design elements that make it recognizable to collectors. The front of the coin displays Thomas Jefferson's portrait facing left, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the date 1976. The reverse shows Monticello, Jefferson's plantation home, with the inscriptions EPLUIBUSUNUM, United States of America, MONTICELLO, and 5 cents. The coin is composed of a copper-nickel alloy with a weight of 5 grams and a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. These specifications remained consistent with other Jefferson nickels produced during this era. The combination of historical design and bicentennial year production gives this coin special appeal among collectors. When determining the value of a 1970-60 Jefferson nickel, condition is one of the most important factors. Most examples found in circulation show signs of wear, including scratches, dull surfaces, and reduced details. These circulated coins usually have only a small premium above face value. However, coins preserved in exceptional condition can become much more desirable. Collectors use grading systems to evaluate coins, with higher grades representing better preservation. A 1970-60 Jefferson nickel with sharp details, strong original luster, and minimal marks can attract stronger interest from collectors. Coins graded at high levels by professional grading services may sell for significantly higher amounts than ordinary examples. Collectors examining a 1970-60 Jefferson nickel search for special qualities that separate ordinary coins from valuable examples. Important features include strong mint luster, sharp lettering, full steps on Monticello, and exceptional preservation. The full steps designation refers to clearly visible steps on the front entrance of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin. Because these steps often become weak during the striking process, Jefferson nickels with fully detailed steps are highly valued by specialists. Collectors also examine coins for unusual die characteristics, doubled features, or other mint errors that may increase rarity and market demand. Although the standard 1970-60 Jefferson nickel is common, certain mint errors can make individual examples much more valuable. Errors occur during the manufacturing process at the mint, and can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual metal flaws. A genuine and professionally verified error coin can attract strong attention from collectors because these mistakes are limited in number. The value of an error coin depends on the type of error, its visibility, rarity, and condition. Collectors should always verify unusual coins through trusted experts or grading companies, because many supposed errors are simply damage caused after the coin entered circulation. The market value of a 1970-60 Jefferson nickel varies, greatly depending on condition and special characteristics. A common circulated example may be worth only its face value or a small amount above 5 cents. However, high-grade uncirculated examples can bring stronger prices, especially when they display excellent surfaces and full-step details. Some exceptional certified examples may reach hundreds of dollars, while rare varieties or unusual error coins can potentially enter the thousands of dollars range. It is important for collectors to understand that not every 1970-60 nickel is automatically valuable. The highest prices are usually reserved for coins with extraordinary quality, rarity, or certified collector importance. Several factors influence how much a 1970-60 Jefferson nickel can sell for in today's market. The first factor is the coin's grade, because collectors pay more for coins with better preservation. The second factor is rarity, especially when fewer examples exist in top condition. The third factor is demand among Jefferson nickel collectors. A coin with beautiful original surfaces, strong details, and a prestigious certification can command a premium. Market trends also change over time, meaning values may rise or fall depending on collector interest. Understanding these factors helps collectors make better decisions when buying, selling, or evaluating their coins. If you discover a 1970-60 Jefferson nickel, careful examination is the first step in determining its potential value. Start by checking the date and confirming the D mint mark located near the lower right area of the obverse side. Next, inspect the coin under good lighting for signs of original shine, sharp details, and unusual features. Look closely at Jefferson's portrait, the lettering, and especially the steps of Monticello on the reverse. Avoid cleaning the coin because cleaning can damage its natural surface and reduce collector value. A professional evaluation may be necessary if the coin appears unusually sharp, rare, or contains a possible mint error. Modern coin collectors continue to appreciate the Jefferson nickel series because it represents everyday American history. The 1970-60 issue has additional interest because it belongs to the bicentennial era, a time remembered for celebrations across the United States. Many collectors build complete Jefferson nickel collections by date and mint mark, making the Denver issue an important part of a full set. While the coin is not rare in normal condition, finding a truly outstanding example can be exciting. Coin collecting is not only about monetary value, It is also about preserving pieces of history that connect generations. Some collectors view rare coins as historical investments because exceptional examples can increase in value over time. The 1970-60 Jefferson nickel has limited investment potential in ordinary condition because of its large production numbers. However, coins with premium grades, strong eye appeal, and rare characteristics can become desirable assets. The key to successful coin collecting is knowledge, patience, and careful research. Collectors who understand grading, authentication, and market trends are better prepared to recognize valuable opportunities. A simple 5-cent coin can sometimes become a fascinating discovery when the right qualities are present. The 1970-60 Jefferson nickel is a remarkable example of how ordinary currency can carry extraordinary history. Produced during America's 200th anniversary celebration, this coin represents a unique period when national pride and everyday money came together. Although most examples are common, the finest specimens with exceptional condition, full steps, or rare errors can become highly valuable in the collector market. The possibility that a small 5-cent coin could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars is what makes coin collecting such an exciting hobby. Every coin has a story, and the 1970-60 Jefferson nickel is a perfect reminder that history can sometimes be found in your pocket. Next up, the fascinating world of the 1983 Jefferson nickel, a 5-cent United States coin that may look ordinary at first glance, but has become an interesting piece for collectors. This coin carries the famous portrait of Thomas Jefferson and was produced during an important period in American coin history. The 1983 Jefferson nickel with the P Mint mark from the Philadelphia Mint represents a unique chapter in modern U.S. coinage. While millions of these nickels were produced, certain examples in brilliant uncirculated condition, with exceptional preservation, strong strike quality and rare mint characteristics, have attracted attention from collectors. Some high-grade examples can command prices ranging from hundreds to even thousands of dollars depending on condition, certification, and collector demand. In this video, we will uncover the history, design details, special features, rarity factors, and the current market value of this interesting Jefferson nickel. The story of the 1983 Jefferson nickel begins with the history of the Jefferson nickel series itself. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The new design honored Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the author of the Declaration of Independence. The original design was created by famous American sculptor Felix Schlag, whose artwork was selected after a nationwide competition. For more than 8 decades, the Jefferson nickel has remained one of the most recognizable coins in American currency. By 1983, the series had already developed a strong collecting community, with collectors searching for unusual examples, high-grade coins, and coins with special characteristics that separated them from ordinary circulation pieces. The 1983 Jefferson nickel with the P Mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. This was a historically important time because Philadelphia coins had traditionally been produced without a mint mark for many years. The introduction of the P Mint mark on circulating coins began in the early 1980s, making the 1983 Philadelphia Jefferson nickel part of a modern transition in U.S. mint history. The P mark appears on the obverse side of the coin, near the date and below Jefferson's portrait. For collectors, this mint mark adds historical interest because it represents the changing identity of Philadelphia Mint coinage. Although the coin was produced in large quantities, exceptional examples with outstanding eye appeal have become desirable. The design of the 1983 Jefferson nickel contains many details that collectors appreciate. On the obverse side, the coin features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, along with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1983. The P Mint mark identifies the Philadelphia Mint origin. The reverse design displays Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, located in Virginia. Above Monticello appears the inscription EPLURBUSUNUM, while the words MONTICLLO, 5 cents, and United States of America complete the reverse design. Collectors carefully examine these details because sharp lettering, clear architectural lines, and strong original luster can greatly increase a coin's desirability. Condition is one of the most important factors in determining the value of any collectible coin, and the 1983 Jefferson nickel is no exception. A coin that has spent decades protected from circulation can maintain its original mint shine, sharp details, and attractive surface quality. Collectors often use terms such as brilliant uncirculated, mint state, and high-grade certified examples to describe coins with exceptional preservation. A normal circulated 1983 Jefferson nickel may only be worth its face value, but a top-quality specimen with perfect surfaces, strong strike, and professional grading can become much more valuable. The difference between an average coin and a premium example can sometimes be thousands of dollars in the collector market. When searching for a valuable 1983 Jefferson nickel, collectors look for several important features. These include strong original mint luster, full details on Jefferson's hair and facial features, clean surfaces without major scratches, and a sharp strike on Monticello. Some examples may also attract attention because of possible mint errors, such as unusual die varieties, doubled design elements, off-center strikes, or other production abnormalities. Genuine errors and rare varieties are especially interesting because they create scarcity. However, not every unusual-looking coin is rare or valuable, so professional examination and certification are often recommended before determining a coin's true market value. Professional grading plays a major role in the modern coin market. Organizations that specialize in coin authentication and grading evaluate coins based on factors such as condition, authenticity, strike quality, and overall appearance. A certified 1983 Jefferson nickel graded in a very high mint state condition can attract more attention from serious collectors. The certification provides confidence that the coin has been professionally examined. Coins in top population grades, meaning very few examples have achieved the same or higher grade, often become the most valuable pieces because collectors compete to own the finest known examples. The market value of the 1983 Jefferson nickel depends heavily on its condition and rarity. Most examples found in everyday circulation are worth only their face value. However, brilliant uncirculated examples with outstanding quality may sell for higher amounts. High-grade certified coins can sometimes reach hundreds of dollars, while extremely rare examples with special errors, exceptional grades, or unique characteristics may enter the thousands of dollars range. The coin market changes over time, and values depend on collector demand, auction results, and the quality of each individual coin. A careful evaluation is always necessary before estimating a coin's worth. Many people overlook old coins because they focus only on age, but collectors understand that rarity and condition are often more important than simply being old. The 1983 Jefferson nickel is a perfect example of a modern coin that can become collectible because of quality and uniqueness. A coin stored carefully since the day it was produced may look almost exactly like it did when it left the US Mint. These pristine examples preserve history and represent the highest standards of coin collecting. The combination of historical design, Philadelphia mint production, and exceptional condition creates the appeal behind premium 1983 Jefferson nickels. Coin collectors often search through old collections, coin rolls, estate sales, and inherited coin jars hoping to discover valuable examples. Finding a premium 1983 Jefferson nickel requires patience and knowledge. Collectors examine the coin under good lighting, looking for original shine, sharp details, and possible errors. Many valuable discoveries begin with someone carefully checking coins that others ignored. The excitement of finding a rare or high-grade coin is one of the reasons coin collecting remains a popular hobby around the world. Like many collectibles, the value of the 1983 Jefferson nickel is influenced by supply and demand. Although large numbers were produced, the number of surviving coins in exceptional condition is much smaller. Many coins entered circulation and developed scratches, wear, and damage over time. The finest examples become more desirable because collectors want coins that represent the best possible quality. When several collectors compete for a rare high-grade example, auction prices can rise significantly. This collector competition is one reason certain modern coins can reach impressive values. Many people believe every old-looking nickel is automatically valuable, but successful coin collecting requires careful research. A 1983 Jefferson nickel should not be considered rare only because it has a P mint mark or because it appears shiny. True value comes from a combination of condition, rarity, authentication, and collector interest. Cleaning a coin can actually reduce its value because collectors prefer original surfaces. Anyone who believes they have a valuable example should avoid polishing it and should consider professional evaluation. Modern coins like the 1983 Jefferson nickel show that valuable collectibles are not always hundreds of years old. Collectors today pay close attention to modern issues that have unusual characteristics or survive in exceptional condition. While not every 1983 nickel will become a major investment, Premium examples can remain attractive to collectors because they represent a specific moment in U.S. mint history. The coin combines historical importance, recognizable design, and the possibility of rarity, making it an interesting addition to a modern coin collection. The 1983 Jefferson nickel with the P mint mark is a fascinating coin that connects American history, presidential heritage, and modern collecting. Its value is not based only on its 5-cent denomination, but on the story behind the coin, its condition, and any special characteristics it may possess. A common example may have little financial value, but a brilliant, high-grade certified example with rare qualities can become a prized collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This coin reminds collectors that treasures can sometimes be hiding in everyday object. As we finish our exploration of the 1983 Jefferson nickel, remember that every coin has a story. The Philadelphia Mint P nickel from 1983 may appear simple, but its history, design, and collecting potential make it an exciting subject for coin enthusiasts. If you discover a 1983 Jefferson nickel in brilliant condition, examine it carefully, protect its original surfaces, and learn more about its grading and rarity. The world of coin collecting is filled with surprises, and the next valuable discovery could be sitting unnoticed in a collection, drawer, or old coin jar. Keep searching, keep learning, and you may uncover a piece of American history with a value far greater than 5 cents. Thanks for watching.